Next, the house clearance con that could lead to more fly tipping and land you with a fine. Last week, a Broxtowe resident was forced to fork out £150 after his rubbish was dumped by someone else. Councils are now warning you to watch out if you use a third party to dispose of your rubbish. Now, later, you're going to be hearing from the portfolio holder for environment at Broxtowe Borough Council. Firstly, though, more on a legit way to get rid of junk using a bona fide business. Nigel Bell is at a house clearance in Stapleford this morning.
Yeah, you find me just off the Brian Clough Way on a quiet street in front of a house that's about to be completely emptied. I've got my old clothes on because Pauline Massi from house clearance firm. Just describe the house for us, because the garden, the lawn's a bit overgrown. Looking at the front door, the paint's peeling off. Bit of a rotten front piece there on the door.
Yeah, this is one of our bad ones. Nothing been done to it for about 60 years. No one been in one of the bedrooms for over 50 years. Everything's just as it was.
Okay, you've been here a couple of days. Shall we go in?
Yes,
see what work you've done, if you've cleared everything out. So we come into the front door, and we've got very 70s styly carpet here. It's golden with sort of a flower pattern on it. And then if we go into the living room, the front living room, as you say, it's been quite cleared out. But I'm amazed in front of me. I've not seen one of these for ages. It's a Ferguson television, but it's one of those where you actually flick the dial, the VHF, and you've got, what channels have we got? BBC, ITA, and ITA, and that's it. You've got your brightness button. This must be from the late 60s, early 70s.
Oh, I should think earlier than that. I should think mid-50s, to be honest, yeah.
So what happens to that? Just get dumped?
No. We don't just dump good things like that. That's going to our good old friend Steve. He makes film sets. He's a buyer for things for the films, so he'll relish that. He'll use it in one of his productions, I'm sure he will.
Wow, so when we say house clearance, it's not a matter of you coming in, everything gets chucked in a van, and then it all gets dumped?
Oh, no, not at all. We can, if we can find someone that needs something, then that's where it goes. We recycle as much as possible. Obviously, there is things that we've got to tip, like the mattresses and the beds and things like that, especially being as old as they are here. But we take ours to a place that's 100% landfill avoidance, so nothing goes in the ground.
We'll talk again in a few minutes about the costs and everything, and about how important it is to have companies like you, because as we heard in the news last week, chap got done for fly tipping. He didn't tip it, it was somebody else tipped it on his behalf, but he got the blame, he got the fine. So it's a buyer beware.
It is, certainly is, and you should be aware when you're taking companies in, even companies like mine, you should ask if they've got a licence, and you should always ask them where they're going to take the stuff, because if they know where they're going to take the stuff, they can tell you off the top of the head. But if they've got to stop and think about it, then it might just end up in the field somewhere.
When people get in touch with you, how much do you charge? Can you say straight off, I'm going to charge you X amount?
Because a certain amount of it is weighed. Because obviously the government don't help you with disposing of goods anymore, so we can't go to the ordinary tip, so we have to go to places where we have to weigh it in and weigh it out, and that's why we do our best to recycle as much as we can, or pass it on to various places where we don't have to pay it, so we can then pass on that to the customer.
Right, so the more you can recycle, the cheaper it is for the customer.